This is BBC World News. Hello, I'm Zainab Badawi. Welcome from Sweden. We're in the Royal Palace in Stockholm in the King's Library. We're surrounded by books which have influenced our thinking throughout the ages. A good place, don't you agree, to introduce you to the thinking of our Nobel laureates. Around us here are some of the best brains in their fields: chemistry, physics, medicine and economics. And this is a real occasion because it's the first time that most of this year's winners have been brought together on TV. We're going to be hearing what has inspired them and how their discoveries are helping us meet the key global challenges of our day. So, Nobel laureates, congratulations to you all. I feel quite outnumbered, actually. Now, many people say this is the mother of all prizes. What does it mean to you all winning this? Elinor Ostrom, double congratulations to you, because you are the first woman to have ever won the Nobel Prize for Economics.
Well, thank you very much. Obviously, this is a big event for anyone in their life. And when you were born poor, like I was, and had to struggle to get even through college, being able to have this kind of recognition is very, very much appreciated.
Oh, well, Eleanor, those words are going to inspire an awful lot of people. Thank you for being so frank there straight away. I'm going to do ladies first, actually, if you don't mind, gentlemen. Carol Greider, you won you won jointly the prize for medicine. What does it mean to you?
It feels really like an honor to be able to really represent all of the people that have worked together in the telomere field to bring us here. It was really a group of people over a period of years that made clear what the meaning of the work was.
And Elizabeth Blackburn, you also won the prize for medicine.
And I think what really made me most excited was it was recognizing the way basic science can have effects that may play into realms we never dreamed of before. And so just searching and doing basic science can lead to things that are medically relevant. And that recognition that the prize brought of that, I was particularly happy about.
Good. And Ada Yonat from Israel, you also shared the prize for chemistry. Now you've won it, you're going to just sort of say, okay, I've got this ultimate accolade. I'm going to be resting on my laurels. Nothing more for me to do.
Resting is a very hard work. You have to rest all the time. Make sure that you're resting. I think that if I have some things to do, it's easier for me. I don't have to decide. No. So if you ask what does it mean to me, I think that the three previous people said all what I would have said. Teamwork, a common effort, basic science that became also practical, and being from a poor family and understanding that we can get to heights that we dream about.
Oh, that's also very nice to hear. Somebody also from a modest background. We'll hear a bit more about that a little bit later. Okay, I'm going to come to you. George Smith, you shared the prize with your colleague here for physics. So what does it mean to you as well? Because I have to say, you waited 40 years, didn't you, since your invention to win the Nobel Prize. They weren't that quick handing it out to you.
That's correct. I'm just very happy that I lasted long enough to get there. But it's, of course, a tremendous boost to one's ego. And what we did invent did have a fair impact on the world, and it's nice to see that that's recognized.
Willard Boyle, yes, you shared the prize for physics.
That's right. George and I have been working together for many, many years, and we always enjoy it, and this is a particularly pleasant occasion to be with all these people, too. The thing I guess I wanted to emphasize was that our invention of the charge-coupled device, which is an image sensor, is really still growing, and I think the satisfaction is that it started off as basic research, but as time goes on, it's finding broader and broader applications.
Okay, Venkatraman Ramakrishnan, you shared the prize for chemistry along with Ada, another of your colleagues, and what does it mean? I mean, do you feel that you all deserved it, this prize?
No, I have to say I'm deeply ambivalent, and I may sound a bit cantankerous, but I think prizes convey the wrong impression of how science is done. Science is done by a huge community of people, all of whom contribute ideas, and some of us contribute ideas that are somewhat more important than others, but we all build on even the smallest ideas in our field. And so to young people who are entering science, you know, they often ask, what does it take to win a Nobel Prize? That's the wrong question. The real question is, what interests you? What fascinates you? And go for that.
But you're glad to have won the prize, though, Venki, all the same, aren't you?
Of course I am.
You're not going to do a Jean-Paul Sartre and turn it down.
No,
well, you haven't, have you?
It's too late. I mean, I would be a hypocrite now, right? If I sat here and said I'm going to do a Jean-Paul Sartre, I mean, I think it's psychologically, as a human being, we all want recognition, okay? And we all appreciate recognition, and so it's psychologically essentially impossible.
Tom Stites, you also won the prize for chemistry. Do you share that ambivalence of Venki?
Actually, Venki's so articulate. He put my thoughts very much the same way. It's a large group that works together, but the thing that I appreciate is the recognition for the group. And I take the prize to be the recognition that the work that the group did on the ribosome structure is appreciated, and it gives us an opportunity to convey how important this basic research, which is the real reason why we did it, is going to have applications. In fact, it's being used for drug design, and it's going to be very important.
Gosh, what a modest bunch you are. I mean, the only one who's admitted to any ego was you, George, wasn't he? But let's see what you have to say.
Well,
let's see what Jack Szostak has to say. You shared the prize for medicine, so where do you stand on what the Nobel Prize means to you?
Well, of course, it's wonderful to get this kind of recognition for our work that was done so long ago. It's also wonderful to share it with colleagues and friends, Carol and Liz. That's particularly nice. I guess I could just add that when we were doing the work, we weren't thinking that anything like this would ever happen, right? We were just curious about a little puzzle, a long-standing puzzle in science. And then years later, it led to this.
Here you are. So, all right. Well, good. And last but not least, Oliver Williamson, you also won half of the Economics Prize. Different work from Eleanor. But are you quite happy? You feel that your work really does deserve this prize?
Well, I don't want to answer it that way.
I'm trying to encourage you that, yeah.
But yeah, it's a great honor, and I'm very pleased. And one of the great pleasures is so many other people in the world with whom I've worked with, you know, as students, as teachers, as colleagues, and family and the like, are so celebratory about it. It is such spontaneous joy.
Right. I just want to ask you what you think about the Nobel Prize in sort of more general terms, because obviously the Nobel Peace Prize, which is awarded by a parliamentary committee in Oslo in Norway, because Alfred Nobel, when he set up the Nobel Prize, said, I want the Norwegians to decide the Peace Prize. Now, this year it went to President Barack Obama, and, you know, there were people who started sort of scratching their heads. I mean, should somebody be awarded a Nobel Prize at the beginning of their career? I mean, you've all done it after sort of many decades in some cases of work. I mean, does anybody have a view on that, whether that's in keeping with the spirit of Alfred Nobel?
It was a mistake. I think that prizes like that should only be awarded for accomplishments and not for some potential promise of the future.
I think the Peace Prize is different, right? It's political. It's an expression of support, and I think it's great.
This is a prize that was awarded to Yasser Arafat and Henry Kissinger, but not to Mahatma Gandhi, okay? So let's put the Peace Prize in perspective.
Doesn't sound like you're a big fan of it in some way. Anybody else got a view on that, on whether somebody like Barack Obama should have been given?
Yes, I think that he should have been given it because he didn't have enough time to make a big mistake.
So it kind of binds him to it.
But I do agree, it would have been unusual for us to get the prize 10 years ago for the promise of solving the structure of the ribosome.
Actually, 30 years ago.
You have had to wait a bit.
Yeah. He